think this is part 6 of the Bison Range. Northwest of Missoula. We just saw bear cub and mama. They were eating berries down in the creek. I first saw a buffalo, one big buffalo walking on the road. I got off the road to the side and let him walk on by, and then we're on the Red Mountain Loop. It kind of looks like elk territory, but the bears were down there in a creek. They were eating some berries. I'm not sure what kind of berries. Choke cherries, maybe? I'm looking for it. Oh, no. But we had some issues with the cell phone heating up in the sun. I had to restart it, cool it off. Yeah, there's a trail right there. That looked like an elk. That looked like elk tracks on the trail. Then my other phone I was using ran out of battery. I forgot to plug the charger in, so we're on the other phone and we're part 6. I think we're about halfway into this. They said this was a 2-hour loop. We started at 5 and it's almost 6. So yeah, we're about halfway. Of course, I've stopped a couple times to redo the camera and I watched Mama Bear and Boo Boo. That was cool watching them eat. $20 to get in for a car. I bought the 60 annual pass. Gates are open 7 to 8 p.m. The last time they'll let you on a trail is 7 p.m. But you couldn't do this trail at 7 because you wouldn't get out there until 9. Map marker 5. That looks like a hiking trail. Yeah, Bearmint Trail. There are some walking trails in here. And there's even a place you can buy a permit from the Native American reservation here. You can fish. I think it was a little lake or pond. I didn't bring my fishing poles. I'm looking for that white car. Yeah, they must have found Boo Boo. I was pointing them out, the Boo Boo and Mama, when they came up behind me. I was pointing and trying to do stick finger with my fingers, like something walking, but I think they got it and they stopped. Or they may be taking pictures a lot. There's a heck of a picture right there. I'm gonna stop and get a picture. A heck of a view looking out down the valley. I haven't been doing long distance pictures because of the fires. The smoke is really bad. So it's kind of hazy looking. With my Photoshop, I can get rid of some of the haze, but it gets so bad that it just doesn't look good. It's not that bright blue sky. I'm looking for the elk. Elk probably laying down in the shade. So I'm looking under these trees. I think that's where that buffalo was headed for water. He looked thirsty. There's a big valley over here. Look at that valley. I gotta pay attention to that drive off the side of that cliff here. Ah, come on. The roads are pretty good. There's a little bit of bump. That's really the first, god dang it. That's really the first washboard I've seen. I would have a little bit of clearance though. I wouldn't bring in a low air dam, on the front vehicle, but I think a street vehicle can do this. I haven't seen any really steep dips yet. And the bumps are so-so. They're not bad. But if you got a little 6-inch, 8 inches of clearance under that front lip, a lot of these cars have those air dams down up front. They said that's why it didn't make sense. I asked her how long to do all the loops. She said 2 hours. But this loop alone is 2 hours right here. She said most people come in the morning and the evening. But if you want to stay here and do all the loops, that first loop that west loop wasn't much. It was like 5 minutes. Right right by the visitor center. I think there's like 5 loops, 6 loops. It would take you probably half a day to do all these loops. It all depends on what you see too. If you see something, like if I see something good, like an elk or a buffalo, I'll sit there or like a baby bear. Yeah, I might sit there for half an hour and take. Oh, look at that! I might sit there for half an hour and take pictures. There's a great view off here to the. Looks like big thunderclouds over there, but you can see that big mountain range where there's snow. And what else is it? We got a big thunderhead blowing up behind it. I'm going to get that picture because that's kind of, yeah, you can see the, oh, there's somebody up here that looks like a restroom. Up. We're up pretty high. I'm not wondering how. I would say we're 1,000, 1,500 feet higher than the visitor center. Oh, there's a little lookout here. That's nice. There's some signs here. We're up. The valley's way down below. It's here. Glacier Lake, Missoula. Okay, we were looking at, that must be Glacier Lake that we're looking at. Way out there. You can see that one mountain looks really big. I went up to Glacier Lake. If you're going to go to Glacier Lakes, don't go in July. I was just up there and geez. I wonder if they're hiking. Yeah, they're hiking. It was slammed with people. They say go in May or September. It was so crowded. And the other issue was, I tried to go up, going to the Sun Road. It's really super narrow and steep. And I had to fold, what is that? Oh, it's a tree falling in. I had to fold my mirrors in. But some people weren't folding their mirrors in. And some guys had even their trailer mirrors out. You know, you're trying not to break a mirror. The other issue was one lady freaked out. She was coming downbound, which going up you're looking straight down like thousands of feet. On the downbound side, I came in the west side. There's rock cliffs right to your side, and you know, they're rock cliffs. You can't move that, and some of them were real narrow. Like one place where that lady came up on me, it was real narrow. She was in my lane. She wouldn't get over. She was scared. You could see her eyes, and I had to stop because she's in my lane. I couldn't get over anymore, and I'm in my lane. And I finally, you know, people are honking at me. They're honking at her. Finally, I just hollered out the window. I said, "Lady, you got to move. You got to move over to the side." 10% grade, Jesus. We're going back in the first grade. That's a hell of a grade. So she finally moved over. Yeah, it'd be a hell of a place to lose your brakes. Holy shit. So, I'm trying to see where the road goes. Okay, there it is. She finally got over and went around me, but I finally turned around because there were so many people that, God, I don't want to slide in this gravel. I'm in first gear. There were so many people that were freaking out in the mirrors. I didn't want to lose a mirror, so I turned around. Yeah, just downshift the first, and we're going back down the, basically you climb up this mountain. This must be Road Mountain. Red Mountain Loop. Climb up this mountain, and you go down the backside. That's what I figured we'd loop around. But if you're a little bit antsy on heights, I wouldn't take this loop. I've got some friends that just, they freak out. And I mean, it kind of, when I first made that corner and I couldn't see the corner, I was like, yeah. When you can't see the corner and it's off camber, that gets me a little worried about sliding in the gravel. I've almost lost a couple trucks on hills like this, but they were usually muddy but still you can see. Yeah, don't go flying down this road. Oh man, this is what I don't want. Damn. They should warn you that at the beginning, that this ain't a flat road. Yeah, they should really put up 10% grade. 7% is pretty steep. You get a 10% and it's steep, and you get it off camber. And, we'll just ease on down this. And you don't want to heat your brakes up. Don't ride your brakes. In fact, I'm riding my brakes a little bit too much here. Just if you think you're riding them too much, get down, and just stop, let them cool off. I lost my brakes one time on a mountain working, and I went to the emergency. You can hit the emergency brake, but that didn't help. And then I was downshifted. I finally just ran it off into a ditch. I was going to crash. I was picking up speed. I was going to crash. In fact, I'm going to let my brakes cool off here a little bit. And I didn't really crash into the ditch. I just kind of rolled off into it, which stopped me. And then I want to do my brakes a little. I want to sit here for a second and let them cool off a little bit. A guy came along and I was in a work van. I wasn't in a 4x. Didn't have a winch. He came along and pulled me out of the ditch. But that truck was a light duty van. It wasn't it probably didn't have heavy duty brakes on it. This truck has heavy duty brakes. The bigger rotors, and but still you can heat them up. You don't want to do brake fade. That's so scary. You hit the brakes and there's nothing. I can't remember if it went to the floor, but you hit the brakes and there's no brake. There's no brake action. What is that, a rabbit? A little bunny. A little cottontail. Out in the road, I don't know what he's eating in the road. Seeds, maybe? Now this grade ain't too bad here. Another, is that a bunny or a bird? That's a bird. Here we're getting down the hill now where it's not so bad. But I'm still having to ride the brake pretty hard. In fact, we may cool them off again over here. Yeah, see, with a car, you've got the 9-10 inch discs. They're a lot smaller. Of course, you're a lot lighter too. I've got a 3/4 ton pickup here. Even in first gear, I'm in first gear, and it's still wanting to run. One of the worst hills I ever went down was Bodie National Park in California. That ghost town. I got up there. God, what was that peak called? Potato Peak, I think it was called. It was all loose, big, like scree. And we were basically sliding down. I was with a friend's kid. We were on, and he was helping me scout. And I didn't want to scare him, but I could tell he was getting scared, and I think he was picking up on me, getting a little antsy because I didn't really have a lot of control on it. And I thought, God, I can't kill my friend's kid. We got done, and he's looking, and I got down to the bottom, and he's looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He goes, "Well, that's scary," and I was like, I didn't want to say it, but up there, but yeah, that was a pretty scary ass hill. I wouldn't go down it again because it's a good place to roll a vehicle. Trisky Creek, mile 8. That's kind of weird. She said, "Don't get out of the vehicle" when we were talking about the bears. But on the map, I remember looking at the map, and it had trails, where you could hike. There was several trails in there. So can't come in here and hike. Plus, when you go slower, you see more. That's why I see people on scenic highways and they're just flying through there. It's like, slow down and take a look around on the highway there. You might see something cool. Or there's something down there. Was that another bird? Yeah, looked like robins. Yeah, you definitely want to, if you're antsy on hills and mountains, I would stay off this Red Mountain Loop. Come on, truck. Don't heat them brakes up. Trying to stay off them. I'm in first gear, but it's I may let them cool off down here. It's a steep road. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break here and let them. I haven't seen the white. Oh, here's a better place to take a break over here. That may be what that's for. Or take pictures, but I bet you that's the cool little place to cool your brakes off. The white car that was behind me, I haven't seen it, so they must have stopped to film those two bears I saw. There may have been even more. Usually Mama's got, I've seen Mama's. I just saw a picture, a bear with 5 cubs. I usually see 2 or 3. I don't think I've ever seen 4 cubs, but they said it was pretty rare. It was a 5 cubs, and they were all hers. It wasn't. Sometimes the mama gets killed and another mama will adopt in. That's what they were wondering about those mountain lions. They saw they had 5 mountain lions on a security camera. Nevada, California. It was up north California, and they asked the wardens and the biologists if that was normal, and they said no, we've never seen anything. 5 of them, and they weren't sure if they were all that one mama's, or if she had adopted in some orphans, what do you call them, kittens or whatever, the baby mountain lions. They were walking through a guy's front yard by his garage. And some people say, "Oh, that's fake." I said, "Well, it was on the news, and they're interviewing wardens and biologists, and they say it's legit." Then the good old internet started, and a friend sends me the video. He goes, "Oh, it's right here in California, right here." But and it was Angeles hoax. I said, "No, that was last year on the news." He didn't believe it. He said, "Oh, this guy said he got it on his game camera." I said, "No, that's his security camera from up north." People start telling tales. I don't know why that guy would say that. He got it off the internet, off the news. Same thing happened. The first internet hoax, one of the first internet hoaxes was a friend of mine. I was in the Air Force then. Or no, I wasn't. I was out. He was in the Air Force. He's in Alaska. Him and his buddy, they kill a grizzly, 800-pound grizzly, which ain't really that big for a grizzly. He posts a picture of how they post the paw, the claws. He sent me the pictures of the bear and the claws. And then we had a hunting website, a forum. And pretty soon, that went around the world, and it came back. Was that a rattlesnake or something? Like a snake. No, it was a rock. That bear had grown to 1,300 pounds, was 20 foot tall, and had eaten a guy. I was like, no, it wasn't. So for 2 years, my email blew up because I ran the site with some other guys, and people would send that to me. Look at this, it's the man eater. And I would tell them, no, it's not. Quit spreading that. And for 2 or 3 years, I got that email coming to me from, or the pictures in the story. And that was one of the first internet hoaxes. I think they even have it under the history of the internet of how the hoaxes started. God, I haven't talked to him I'm trying to remember his name now. I haven't talked to him in years. God, I lost touch with him. Terry? But if you ever see that's a bogus story. It's an 800-pound grizz that they shot, but they were Air Force guys. I want to say it was around, God, where was he stationed? Elmendorf? But it was an average grizzly. It wasn't, and it wasn't a man eater. I'm gonna call it here, see if we can see anything over here. Big old hill. Yeah, I gotta get down. The gates are gonna close in 40 minutes. I gotta get my butt down the hill. Back to the gate. Gates close at 8. $20 to get in for a day pass. 60 for an annual pass. And she marked it today's date, so I guess it would be good for a year. Some places they do it from January to December. If you buy it in July, you only get half the year. They do it a full year here. Yeah, watch the lumps. I bought the yearly because I got up here late. I want to come back and do it in the morning. And I'm only going to get really the West Loop and this Red Mountain Loop in. See, this is what you got to watch. See the water created a little berm right there. You don't want to be going down fast and hit that. It'll throw you off the road. Getting back down now to the bottom. And I may need to start another video here. I try to do the videos in 22, 24-minute segments. That works the best. It takes a while to upload them because they're HD. I've done 30-minute ones, but I usually try and break them up. We just saw that one buffalo. Hopefully we'll see some down here. So far, one buffalo, and when I started in the road, he was just walking, going to get water, I think. And then the little baby bear. I just happened to see the little cub, and then he disappeared, so I was looking back, and then I saw the bush moving behind me, so I went back, backed up a little bit, and there was Mama. She didn't look real big. She looked 150, 200 pounds. And she was kind of a brownish black. Boo Boo was jet black. He had a little white on his nose and I think on his chest. Black bears have like 7 or 8 color bases. There's a black, a cinnamon, chocolate, I think it's Alaska. They have a blue bear and a white bear. See, black cinnamon, chocolate. There's like a two-tone where they'll have a chocolate with the lights, kind of blondish. What do they call the blonde ones? We call those two-tones. I actually have a game camera picture of a couple two-tones. What did I say? Black cinnamon, dark chocolate, the blue and white in Alaska. What else was there? The blonde ones are. I'm trying to think what the blondes are called. Is that the cinnamon? The cinnamon looks cinnamon. I'm trying to think what the blondes. There's ones that have a really light brown. To me, they almost look blonde. Nice to see some buffalo here, but. Oh no, wait, we saw two buffalo. I saw the buffalo walking down the road that went around us, and then I saw that buffalo, Dustin. He was off to the side with a big dust cloud coming over him. He was rolling in the dirt. He had just got up. In fact, I need to start another video here.